picture. And we're off.
What it is, y'all? Uh-oh. Yes. Welcome to the Vortex. Yes. Welcome to the Conscious Connection. Episode 3. Right before I went live, I used this chapstick. And so my lips are extra glossy. They're not chapped. And I'm not ashy. Like I normally may be. So
my lips are extra glossy.
Let us rejoice.
I got a replay for it too. It was extra glossy.
You see how I'm everywhere? You see how I'm everywhere at once? Like you just can't get rid of my moisturized lotion. Nah, but welcome to the Conscious Connection. What it I am here with Aquarius Roberts. What's poppin', bro?
Aquarius Roberts back in the building, back at it again. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Glad to be back again.
Infinite waters diving deep once again.
Once again. Even the cat down the road is fucking with us right now.
Shout out to the Geminis. You know, it's we can be running. We covered into that new moon tomorrow. It's gonna get real. It's gonna get really real.
That 12-degree moon.
I hope y'all see me mad vulnerable. The moon's in my 12th house right now. Giving it to you raw. Giving it to you raw.
Hey, my Gemini moon is in the 7th house, and this moon will actually be conjunct mine. It's a far conjunction though, but it definitely is conjunct my moon. So it's like, you know, lightweight. It's gonna lightweight hit me, you know, give me some new emotions, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's going down.
I'm looking forward. How's everybody going out there? I hope y'all doing great, living good. Oh, somebody on her Jupiter. Who is that? Madame Lalene. Why is that name so Frenchy? Okay. On your Jupiter. Oh, that's nice. Moon on the Jupiter. Oh, new feelings of benevolence.
What do you feel about moon on Mercury right now? The moon is on Mercury, right? No, the moon is on Venus. My bad. Right now.
Oh, I mean, that's past life stuff right there. That's that. Hey, now we talking.
Real.
Oh, he Stiller or what?
I know you see that trine though.
Hey,
I know you see that trine, dude. What are we doing right now, bro? I must be doing it right now.
Wow.
Connecting some consciousnesses.
Wow. Can we say like sharing is caring for real right now? Like, and that's a water trine, right? That's a water trine.
With you, you're completing a water trine for us right now, which is actually pretty pimp.
Yeah, that is pretty damn awesome. Okay, so water trines basically is like, you know, you're able to get things done emotionally. Like, you know, how you go to somebody and you be like, man, I'm just going through this right now, and you know, life is just hard, and you know, I'm trying to make this move right here, but it's hard to make this move. And that person just like, man, you know what? I feel your pain, man. I've been there before, and I just want to see you be great. Like, let me support you in this moment right now. And so they offer you something. They offer you an opportunity, like, because Venus is like sharing is caring. So like offering you an opportunity for advancement. But this water trying to get you ahead in life, I think that is like so awesome right now. And it's so easier than ever with a water chant. It's like, especially as far as water signs, like you guys, the water signs are like ripping the show right now because it's Gemini season, especially Scorpio, because we're cool with Gemini. So like this energy for us right now is just like so cool because we're good with change. We're like, this is what's going on right now. This is the mental thing. We could be open here. We could be over here because we waiting in the water right now. But this is our world. So shout out to
This is our world.
shout out to the earth signs though. I know y'all taking this kind of real because y'all have to learn different perspective right now. You know what I mean? And you guys aren't so emotional, so it's kind of hard to see the emotional realm. So it's kind of like y'all got to look extra hard right now. But y'all got it. Y'all got
And if we're gonna keep it a buck, well, could you bless this talk before we do it? Before we step into it, you got a blessing to share with us.
I'll be glad to. Okay. All right. I bless this talk. Allow my spirit guides, all of our spirit guides, to enter in here. All of our protectors, high energy teachers, all of our elders, our ancestors watch over us through this. We are going to talk about some very serious topics here tonight. And so we need you to protect us, protect the chat, protect the people here that are here with us, and surround us with the divine light and the energy from you, that we be able to speak nothing but truth here. This is Gemini season. So allow us to speak clearly, truthfully, and honestly, no matter what the opposition is against us. And so it be.
Oh, and so it be. And Boom. So it be. I have my magic wand with me.
Hey!
Some bad juju. You gonna get this back at you. Okay.
I got my magic wand with me too.
Okay. Okay. Letting you know, right? This is your final and only warning. Y'all saw in the peace talk, it just ended abruptly. I got the strap. I got the strap, and I'm carrying the stick.
Tell them the story, bro. We gotta tell them the story.
Tell me why. Aquarius wasn't even watching the peace talk, and at the same time that they cut my talk with Christy off, I'm saying it with the wand. Okay, I'm saying it with the wand. First of all, y'all may not know the reason why I wasn't even surprised when it happened is when I gave this woman her reading and she shared her story, we had to reschedule the reading because the call just cut, it got interfered, same shit happening all over again. So of course, she dropping that wisdom. And like, as my computer is restarting, you had already texted me, yo, something is coming. You need to be careful. I think there's a spiritual attack. I was like, Aquarius, this ain't a word, bro. It already happened.
It already happened. Shit. Holy shit. I had the whole circle eyes face come up like, oh.
Gospel facts, no exaggeration, no cap. That was real. That really happened.
And it was so random. And so that just lets us know how much, spirit is with us, and works with us. And like, we protect each other spiritually. Like, he's always there when the time is perfectly right. And I always have the right things to say when the perfect time is right. And so this shows the connection between us humans as spirit. But there are also dark spirits that try to connect with us too. And I think like this is where we are kind of headed here. right? About the dark spirits and the light spirits, basically our ancestors. Because here, what is it, on the 21st, Neptune will be going retrograde.
Uh-oh.
So Neptune um, is the planet of our ancestors. That is our ancestral planet. And so all of our, even though we have good ancestors, we have ancestors that are also that haven't been able to cross over. And so they oppose as the wolves in sheep clothing, where you get your dark thoughts, you know. They tell you, go this way, and they say it loud. That's one thing I realized, like with entities. I'm a 12th house sun conjunct Saturn, conjunct the South Node in Scorpio. And so I have very big connection with the spirit world, and for in past ancestry and all that too, but it's funny because it wasn't until my Saturn return, of course, that I actually opened myself up to this stuff. I was like, living a normal life, even though when I was younger, just to give a couple of stories. When I was younger, my mother, she was a seer, but she didn't understand it either. My mother was a Pisces, right? And my father's
Okay.
a Pisces also. So
Oh, no
yeah,
way.
interesting, right? And I got a Pisces fourth house. So with Neptune in the first.
Wow.
Right. I'm very,
Wow.
very
Wow.
connected, big
Hold
connection,
on. Hold on. I
right?
don't think you know how astronomically impossible that is. Like only a 12 hours. Like Aquarius, but
Hey,
it's just so frustrating. Like hearing you say that. Like someone can listen to you say that and it will go over their head. But
wait,
it's like it's like I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it,
Damn it.
it gets
Damn
the attacks get so real, and you know what?
it.
We spotted on this like shortly in other conversations and other talks that we had, but I swear I want to bring this shit out because it has to. I might get attacked for this shit. I might. I just might. But I don't care. Because
Can
if
I
it's
tell you what happens every time? Like
go ahead.
predictably, even to this day. Like every time I talk about, anytime I do a chart reading with like a Sag rising, or they have like Scorpio in the 8th house or 12th house, or anytime I talk about 12th house energy, call cuts.
Yep.
They
If you
start
remember,
glitching.
like we were talking about in the last episode about we tried to connect several different times on those peace talks, and we had to do two filmings of it because I kept getting attacked. First time, the video kept cutting out on us. Every time we were saying something important, the video would cut out on us. I actually recently had got attacked just yesterday. I
Damn.
almost I almost wasn't able to even do this live, but Spirit came through like crazy yesterday, man. And I mean, I couldn't even explain how this shit happened, but I wasn't almost able to record because my laptop went down. So the laptop went down, and I'm sitting here like, no. But then, all suddenly, I had my first student come through and wanted to learn from me, which was awesome and was such a blessing for real. But I ended up getting paid enough to where I could actually go buy another laptop. But at first glance, when I was going through the situation, it was like a pick and choose moment for me. And it was like either you're going to be upset about this or you're going to have faith. You're going to have trust, right? And I think that's like the big things. I'm Uranus in the first house too. So faith is like a very big thing. Uranus and Sagittarius in the first house is like they're just going off of the energy and are trusting that, right? And are moving towards that, whatever it is, because it's heading them towards consciousness, towards the unity of our consciousness, our collective, right? Because that's what they're looking for. Sagittarius is looking for what is home? What is home? Where is my settlement at? Where am I supposed to stake my life at? So they're steady looking for this spiritual connection with the one, the source. But luckily, I got that Uranus in the first house. So it kind of gives me an idea already what consciousness is and what the collective is, and that we are literally all one. We are literally all one, right? So if we're all one, then nobody's different. Even if we're different and we say we're different and we act like we're different, we're not different. we're just like the left eye has a right eye, you know what I mean, or the eye has an ear, you know what I mean, like they're different parts of the body, but they're all one part, they're one body, they're one whole body, an entity, and together they create a force. Now, as I was saying about spirit, there are forces out here that are literally trained to sabotage, literally trained to sabotage. Anybody who comes around, they're ready to sabotage. And they're only trying to sabotage the ones that are trying to this truth that we're all one, that we all are God, we all are connected. Why would they want you to be connected to source? If they keep you separated, then it's harder to it's harder to, if they keep, it's harder to connect, right? It's harder to get with somebody else. It's harder to have understanding with somebody else, right? Or to get that piece of knowledge that you've been waiting for that will get you that enlightenment, right? So they're trained like ninjas. They're literally like secret spiritual ninjas that come in and attack you when you least expect it. It's never when you expect it. It's never when you got your stones in front of you, when you got your, you know what I mean, when you got your beads up and your smudge up and stuff like that. They don't come around that. Yes, that does protect you, but for a while you got to continue to do it. And every day you don't have a chance because when you go outside, you're open. You're open, fair game. And so you're liable to, man, I got stories. But anyways, because I'm losing it with my Gemini mode. But when I was younger, my mother, she used to have spiritual situations that would happen to her. I guess to talk it like spiritual enlightening moments, should I say. And so one time, I knew this was real when this happened. One time, my mother was downstairs. We lived in a high rise apartment, when I was younger, we were po folk. There are po folk out there. When I was younger, we were po folk. So we lived in a high rise, and it was like maybe 25 floors to the high rise. And so there was a lady that lived on the top on the 25th floor. We lived on the 12th floor. Okay. So my mom was asleep one night, and the next morning she came to me and she was like, Brandon, she was like, we have to, you know, go upstairs to apartment 212. I was like, why? She was like, I don't know. We'll know when we get there, right? And so I'm a young tadpole at the time, and we go upstairs and we go to this lady's door, right? And so my mom knocks on the door. This old lady answers, and she's like, uh, "Excuse me, do you? I'm not to scare you. I know we don't know each other." But she was like, "Did you lose your husband?" And the old lady was kind of like freaked out about it a little. She's like, "Who are you?" And I'm young and I didn't understand it. It was so weird to me. And she was like, are you here alone? And the lady was like, yes. And she was like, look, she was like, not to, she was like, I had a dream last night. And she said, I had a dream that I was talking with you. And she said, "Do you remember this talk?" And the lady kind of got startled by it, but luckily she was an older spiritual lady, so she kind of believed in spirits and stuff. So she kind of was like, "No, I don't remember this, but why is everything okay?" Like, and she was like, I just had this dream," and she was like, Do you have a Coca-Cola sitting over in the corner of your house?" She was like, "But you haven't touched them in a while." And the lady was like, she looked around in the corner and she was like, "Oh my goodness, yeah." She was like, "I've had these sitting here." And I mean, when she pulled them up, they had dust on them, like literally dust on them. And I was like, that's when I was like, what's going on? You know, my ears open to this situation, and I was like, what is happening? But I didn't understand it. It didn't make sense to me. So the lady finally invited us in, and she invited us in. We sat down, and my mom's talking to her, and she's like telling her, like calming her down and telling her she's going to be okay. Because this lady was old, she was lonely, she was just in this apartment. And she even told us, like, I really don't leave here that much. After I lost my husband, I've just been kind of staying here, and living. And so eventually, that we said our goodbyes. The conversation, went into a funny conversation. My mom always wanted to make people happy as a Pisces, you know how they are. And so we left the house. The next day, the lady died. The next
What?
day. So my mom was literally, now that I understand it more, my mom was literally like welcome, opening that door for her to cross over. And I couldn't believe it. I was like so shocked by that shit. Shocked. And so from that moment on, man, I became like this super discovering type of person. Especially in my Gemini moon, you best believe I want to know what the fuck is going on. So it wasn't, I left the work behind, but I got a little older or whatever, and I started to have experiences myself. And I know a lot of people actually probably had experienced this before, but you ever been asleep and you woke up out of your sleep? I think it's called like paralysis or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Don't quote me, but I think. But you be sleep and you wake up out of your sleep and you can't move. I know a lot of people have done that, or a lot of people have spoken about that. Like you're literally trying to get up out of your sleep. Your eyes are open. You're trying to get up out of the bed, but you can't move at all. And it almost seems like there's a boulder sitting up on top of it. It's like, I don't know, maybe my experience was a little different, but I literally felt like my muscles were hurting. Uh, so my experience was when I was younger, I was actually in a group home for like 2 years, and I was in my bed one time, and I was asleep. When I woke up out of my sleep, sorry, excuse me. When I woke up out of my sleep, I'm like, I woke up, I opened my eyes, I'm looking. Now there's a door. There was a door in front of me, um, little far across, maybe 5 or 10 feet across the room. And the door was right there, but it was cracked open, so you could see the hallway a little bit, but it was just cracked open. And so when I opened my eyes, I looked at the door. I was trying to get up and I couldn't get up, and I'm like, help. And I was even trying to talk, and it felt like my voice wasn't connecting. Like my voice wasn't connecting with anything. It was like my voice box was gone. And so it was so weird to me. It was so scary and weird to me. And so at this moment right here, I was probably 15, 16 years old at this time. And at this moment right here, I seen a shadow in front of the door. Like it literally took over the door. And so I'm like scared now, right? I'm totally scared. I'm totally messed up right now. And I'm trying to I'm like, "Mm, mm, help, help, mm," like doing that. And it started walking closer to me. It was like coming so close to me, like I smelled smoke. It was the weirdest. It was just smoky smelling. It was smoke, and it was like a thick charcoal kind of smoky smell that what I was smelling. And until now, at the time I was 15, 60 years old. So, at that time I come from a very religious family. So at that time, I was studying the
Me
Bible,
too.
all that. So I was just right.
Too.
See, that's why you sneeze because we know
Yep.
that's a lie now. We know that's a lie now. We'll get to that later. Uh,
Uh-oh.
but
Oh, it's an omen like that?
huh?
That was an omen right now like that?
Yes, that was an omen. Everything means something, even nothing means something. Absolutely. Timing is
Damn.
everything. You ever have somebody like reading something to you, like religious or something, and you start getting sleepy
Yeah. Yeah.
and you walk away, you're totally energized. You have
Yes.
those are spirits right there. Those are
Oh,
like spirits literally come in and they try to stop you from learning whatever it is that you need to hear. Now
yeah.
it's not about religion ever. It's never about that because if you notice every religion is the same characters and all that, just different stories. I mean not same story, right? Same stories, different characters,
Yeah.
right? All the time, everybody in every religion had to go down hell to get keys, right? From Hades. For some reason, everybody had to go down there to Hades to go get the keys to upstairs. So we're not told different stories for different topics. But anyways, it wasn't until I closed my eyes and I was like, God, please, please, please save me, save me, save me, save me. So I went back in the dream world. Oh, death. Holla at your boy. But it wasn't until like I went back in the dream state. I went back into dream state and I was like literally being carried around in my dream. It was like something was following me and I was literally like I don't know, like I was being guided around like to safety. And I was in this big cathedral. And so it was like, no, I was like, no, you're not going to catch me. You're not going to catch me. And then I was like, just save me and let me go. And then all suddenly it went away, like it just vanished and went away. And then I was able to wake up. But when I woke up and I sat up, I was full of sweat. Like I was pouring with sweat. And so I couldn't take that back from the world because at that time, even though my family was religious, I was the type to fall asleep in church all the time. Yeah, I went to church. Definitely had to go to them Sunday schools and all that other stuff. But I was asleep. I was asleep. And for reason, right? Because it ended up becoming another thing for my life, which is interesting because I understand a lot about religion, more than some people. You know what I mean? But that wasn't my calling. And so and so that's what helped me realize right there and then, even though I wasn't so spiritual at the time, that spirits were real and that there were spirits that will come in and try to hinder you. There are
All the
spirits all the time, all the time.
time.
All the time. And you never know when they come. You never know when they come, but you got to be it's like about you got to be ready for the good fight of faith, right? Because they attack your emotions. You know what I mean? They attack you from the outside. They attack you from the inside. They attack you at work, your bosses, people that come to you and do uh it goes deeper than that because those everybody gets attacked. Okay, there's nobody separate from it. Some people are overcome. That's where you get our depressed people who are depressed, people who hurt themselves, you know and they don't know why. Those are the people that like feel like I don't know why pain feels so good. It feels so good because it's the entity. It's an entity for us. It's never just you. not saying to take responsibility away from you and your actions, but when you're overcome by depression and you don't realize why you can't go outside and enjoy your day, there's something else going on. It's
There's
bigger.
a force you're feeding into.
Right. You're feeding into something and something's feeding off of you. So it's like a mirror effect of feeding going on. Everybody's having a feast off of you.
Ooh.
Ooh. So up, 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 up. I heard you, Mars and Cancer.
So this is a perfect segue right now. You did mention that now is a great time to talk about compassion. And it is a great time to talk about compassion because Mars is trining Neptune in Pisces. And if you would like a visual, you know, Jupiter's in Sag. Maybe you don't understand what it means for the god of war to be in the psychic space and emotional realm, just literally fucking shit up and getting in your feels and being trined by Neptune that's intuitively guiding your psychic senses, kind of like a guard dog that can just tell if someone's, you know, full of crap or not and starts barking. Well, here's your visual. If you send me any negative juju, I will bring it back to you instantly. Magic Wars. Do you know about Magic Wars? Are you ready for Magic Wars? Are you ready for Magic Wars? Do you know Magic Wars is a thing? Do you think I have this stick for no reason? This is my strap. 50 seconds. I got this. Do you know Magic Wars? Do you know spells are being cast over you right now? You know you are in an integrated layer of a matrix where multiple spells in the form of advertisements and intentions for people who may not even be aware that unconscious forces within them are pimping their system just to attack you. Are you protected? Do you have anything to prepare you? You are hours away from the greatest magical war that has ever existed in ever. And let me tell you how real this is. Okay? We just finished the 10-year filler just to reestablish the central plot in our lives since 2010. And you are about to step into a whole new world with this new moon in Gemini. My soul is crying because some of you don't even know you're about to get hit with the Kamehameha blast. Like we are coincidence. All the ruling planets are like, oh, we got to go back home for this. Like Jupiter is in its ruling sign, Neptune's in its ruling sign, Mercury is in its ruling sign. Like this will never, ever, ever happen again in the historicity of historying and life. Like all of them were like, oh, I got to get ready for this. Like it's going down. And the only thing that would be crazier is if Saturn was in its home sign. But the nigga is taxing everything. Like it's going down. Magic war you've ever witnessed in your entire life is not only just embarking. It's literally the difference between learning your ABCs and now like you're in Hogwarts because like it's real and you're seeing the dynamics that you've been trained to see for your whole life. Get ready.
Awesome.
It's Magic Wars. Do you even spellcraft, bro? Like my soul is crying. Like so many angels.
Macaroni and cheese, are we?
So many light workers are gonna be like, come here, honey, come here. We're gonna teach you this beginner spell. Like it's real out here. Like so many people are gonna be like caught off guard, and now you're gonna realize why you had to have that unorthodox weekend and just like meet a brujo who just kind of puts you onto some shit. And you're like, when am I ever gonna use this? Magic Wars, bitches. It's going down. Like it's gonna smack you in the face. It's gonna be ridiculous.
It almost feels like everybody is assuming their position right now.
Yeah.
It's like everybody, it's just a chess game right here. They say life is a chess game. That's exactly what's going on right here in this new era. Boy, we touched. But it's like everybody is you know we already the game is over. The stalemate from the last era is over, and it's like where we are right now. Set up your people. We're gonna play a second round, but you got to understand now that you're stepping into that second round with these entities, they also now know your weaknesses and you know their weaknesses. They know your strengths, you know their strengths. So this becomes a harder game now,
It's
right?
a fair battle. Fair battles come with referees, and the rules are instituted so we can have a fun time now.
Boom.
It's amazing that you mentioned entities because, well, Jupiter's in Sag and it's squaring Neptune and Pisces, which, I
Hey.
mean, it is literally the definition of, hey, look at these entities, look at the parallel dimensions, and Mercury's in Gemini to give you actual understanding. The only thing we don't have is Virgo, so no one's going to know all the Scorpios, Virgos, and Libras have all the facts and everyone else is delusional. But it's like, we got the truth. We got the truth. We don't have any Virgo though. So like don't get caught up on the details and analyzing how to make sense of a flying spaghetti cheeseburger monster that you're fucking fighting against. Like don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Just accept what you see and move on. Oh my God, it's a unicorn. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take this test tomorrow. Like I'm telling you, just get ready. Just get ready. We had that's why we had to go through filler so that you can be like, wow, did I just see that number sequence like 5 times in a row? Or wow, that was a crazy sign. Don't be getting caught up during Magic Wars like, oh wow, a synchronicity. You better watch Focus, the movie. Some of you can get set up with synchronicities as a trap. Some entities know you see signs. They show you signs too.
Yes. Everybody gets the signs. So speaking of these entities, you have to be consciously aware. This is why wisdom is such a gift and a curse. Because when you understand something, you are now responsible over that wisdom, over that understanding. You know what I mean? And so, uh, what? What?
No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. I was thinking of something. A thought came into my head, and I just shuddered. Like, oh no. You want to? Yeah. Should I share the thought?
Go ahead, share the thought. Share the thought, because we here.
I was thinking about like I have to start praying now because I haven't been praying. When you were saying that, I was like, yeah, I have to start praying, and then I was like, oh wow, I have to actually like sing to the universe and like sing with my heart. And my cat moon was like, I don't know about all this singing shit. Let's start slow. Let's start slow. Maybe like a prayer here, a prayer there. Like, my bad. I got caught up.
No, that is like so awesome, because that's showing it's true, because you're still showing your faith to the universe, because you know the universe is there. So it's funny because when we neglect spirit, like we literally ignore spirit. We don't talk to spirit. We don't have those connections with spirit at all. Whatever your divine artist is, you know what I mean? It's all connected to the one, regardless of who you giving your prayers or things like to. You're still connected to one, because it's still the idea of the one. Chess game, different pieces, same game. Okay, so showing that, like when we get back with spirit, we have like a certain gratitude. We have a certain understanding of what spirit is and what spirit does. But it's not until you go through those moments where you kind of step away, and you're lost in the sauce in your world, or in your pride, or in your, desire, whatever that is you're trying to manifest in your hands, that will go away in time. you know, spirit's always going to win in the end. It's funny because we always get led back to spirit, regardless if we like it or not, but it's a choice in choosing. But as I was saying before, once you understand something, you have a great responsibility towards it. Now you become the leader of that understanding, right? And so you're expected from spirit to know better, to do better, and to be better. And so in spirit, the spirit in us even understands, you know, that we're not going to get it all right. So even the people that say I'm ready, I'm ready, they not gonna be ready when they get hit up here. Like, yeah, I'm protecting my chest and my heart and my legs, and somebody go bop you over your head. You know what I mean? It's like you can always be missing a spot. So you gotta be aware of that. That you can't know it all, but in your lessons of wisdom, you understand certain areas, right? Like I say, you protect your heart, you protect your hands. So you understand and protect your heart and your hands, but don't be closed off to learning how you can protect your head too, right? Because this is it's a strategy war. It's a strategy war, and entities don't play. They're coming after you. I get attacked all the time. Like, just to give you instances, like family members, like close, really close family members that I love. You know, and I've had them say things that I wouldn't even understand why they would say it. Like, I could be sitting here right now just talking to you guys, and then boom, like an entity would just come in and say something rude, you know.
Yeah.
You could just be, chilling, talking to your friend or something, and your friend just spaz out and get mad about something retarded, and y'all end up arguing and don't even know where the argument started from. Those are those attacks. Like, because we live in expectation. We expect people to be the way they are, and stuff like that. So when they counteract us and act a different way, we get shocked by that. We it's like a total different understanding. It's like, wait a minute, I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't see this one coming. But those attacks happen. But the responsibility is to learn how to deal with it. And so this is where we lead into compassion and why that is so important. Because I feel like nowadays, like in this current time and space that we are in, compassion has took like a back seat for real to power. Power has become like the substance now. It's like, if you're powerful, you won't express yourself. If you're powerful, you'll stand still. If you're powerful, you'll shut up. And it's like, but there's a weakness in that. And I'm a 12th house son, so I understand the weakness in that power, even though that is a section of power. That is not true power, because true power is like Bruce Lee, how we were talking about in the first episode. He has control over mind, over body, and spirit. And it takes that fight. But we're steady grooming. A warrior doesn't know how to use a sword in a week. A warrior takes time and dedication and practice, and keeps going. So when it comes to these spiritual battles that we have with entities and stuff, it's good to not only have compassion for our enemies, but to have compassion for ourselves too, and understanding that we don't understand everything. But where they catch us is where we start to hate, or we start to despise. I can't believe this person did this to me. I'm so upset with this right now. And it's like, but really, you can believe it. You can believe it. That's the responsibility of being spiritual, is understanding that you will spiritually be attacked. So do you get on the same level as your enemies, or do you stand at higher ground so that you can see where your enemy is approaching you? If you're standing face to face with your enemy, they're liable to do anything. But if you're standing on top of a hill waiting for them to come, you could be prepared for how they're going to come, where they're going to come at, what kind of weapons they got, if there's anybody with them, if you need more weapons, if you need this. Like, there's tactics to this shit that you have to have to be able to battle out here in the spiritual realm. because they stay coming. Left, right. Soon as you find a happy moment, here they coming. Them people that be like, I don't understand why I can't catch a break. Why is something always happening? Because you're being groomed to be the warrior that you're supposed to be for spirit. Because this is like he said, a magic war. Motherfuckers is getting caught up out here, bro.
And don't even know it.
Don't even know it. Getting carried, rocking them to sleep and everything.
They're having fun in the battlefield, and before you know it, a shooter in front of Mandalay Bay is killing you at a harvest festival in your face, like it's crazy out here.
It gets real, because these entities are not playing. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your goals. They don't care about your success, and they'll come to the closest person that you know. So compassion is like warranted. It's like compassion is a protection spell almost too, right? Because if you could let something be at peace, then it can't harm you because you're at peace. So it's like a mirror reflection of what war is. You know what I mean? Because at the end of all wars, somebody throws up the white flag, either they or somebody runs. But when it comes to war, there's always an ending to it. And so it's about how you end this war that matters, and how you fought it, and how strategically have you worked to get to your success of this war, right? And so, like I said, compassion is a very important thing. It is a very important thing. And like I said, I just feel like it took a backseat to society right now. And it's like people are more like angry, at the simplest things. You know what I mean? And so prideful about those things. You know what I mean? That and it's funny because it's like the thing that you carry with you right now that you're worried about, that you're stressing about, or that you're mad about, as soon as you pass out or die, just keeping it real, this authentic, as soon as you die, that will be just a memory. That's all it's gonna be. So whoever you don't like or whoever you hate, you know what I mean, or whoever you despise or something like that, you're just putting boulders into yourself. That's all you're doing is just putting those boulders into yourself, and you're not realizing where you're missing your growth. And this is where we get spiritual blockages. And then when we get spiritual blockages, this is where we get disease, because disease come from emotions. So this is why you weigh down on yourself, and then you get different things. Tombstone, you know what I mean? I said tombstones. God damn. Gallstones. You know what I mean? You get gallstones and bladder infections and things like that. That all comes from excessive stressing of the emotions. You're constantly being attacked by these entities, and you're being lowered to your knees. You know what I mean? Until you're like begging now. But compassion is such an important thing, because if you do not hate a very thing, it cannot control you. And this is where compassion comes in to be a weapon, because you can't be controlled by the very element that is angry at you or that is coming at you. If you're able, they say peace is like softness. You soft because you peaceful. Like, no, that's the total difference. Peace is actually a great weapon. They say silence is golden. Peace is a weapon. Peace is where God is. That's where
that's how you kill kindness. Peace.
Kill them with kindness. Exactly. Kill them with motherfucking kindness. And it's a very important thing, because if we're going out there and we're despising people, and we're just stopping our own soul growth. I can't hate nobody, and I've had some very vicious things happen to me. You know what I mean? With being a 12th house sun conjunct Saturn, like you can only imagine in Scorpio. On top of that, you can only imagine like the things that has happened, that I've had to dealt with. I grew up literally sun conjunct Saturn is like probably the heaviest connection there is in astrology, if I'm correct. One of the hardest aspects to have in astrology to say, because it's literally the Saturn is restricting your sun, your actual sun, like where you desire to be bright in life and where you are goal oriented and can get back to yourself. That is blocked by Saturn. for years. And so these type of people, like they usually become late bloomers, but they also deal with a lot of dark entities, dark things that happen to them that they don't understand, and people criticize them different ways, or try to come at them in different ways that the normal person would be like, I don't even understand it. But how does one deal with something like that? How does one deal with an aspect like that where you're steadily being critiqued, by people and stuff like that? You got two options. You either gonna fold or you gonna stand up and ride. That's it. That's all you got. So this is, I'm not telling you guys this just out of simple like telltale. I'm firsthand experience of this, of the situations that I've seen happen, the deaths. I'm a sun in Scorpio, so the deaths that I've seen happen. I lost a best friend just a block away from me. Telling y'all the story about that.
And they've been responsible for the deaths you've been responsible for too.
You know what I mean? We not gonna go there, but yes, that has the story too of his own, and I don't mind, like, as we go up in consciousness, what I mean? I will definitely be glad to reveal that part of life of me, because it was what it was, and it was something that I had to experience to be greater for today. You know what I mean? But in that understanding and wisdom, people hurt people every day. And it's like people come down on people every day. People, like people with Pisces midheaven, and like they're always getting attacked at their job. You know what I mean? Like, and I know y'all know, like, if there's any Pisces midheavens up here, like, throw your flames up, because I know, like, at work, like, y'all bosses or like people try to get y'all to do extra shit that y'all don't want to necessarily do. And it's like, why don't you ask this person to do it? Like, that person could do it over there. Like, that person could do it over there. Like, why are you asking? Why are you load me up with so much? And it kind of feels like, but that's the important part right there. Like, that compassion is understanding, like, this person doesn't understand what they're doing. Literally, they don't understand what they're doing because they're attacked by entities in themselves. So you're not even fighting them. They fighting their entities attacking you, but they know that you're a light spirit. They know you're a light spirit. So that's why they come after you. And another thing, it gets deeper because, like I said, with my aspect, like Saturn, sun is the father. Saturn's restriction from the father. So I've had that critiquing growing up, and having to deal with that. And it was hard because how does one come into his own manhood and understanding and dignity of his own self when that wasn't shown or understood? Right. And it's like, once again, there's the choice. You either fall or you stand up. Either fall or stand up. And I know there's a lot of people out here, that had to grow up in that situation and stuff like that, and I feel for you guys, but just know none of y'all are alone. And we are true forces. We are true forces of light, like truly forces of light. This is why we're attacked, because we're warriors. We're not attacked because woe is me. Oh, why is me? Why is it me? Why do I get attacked by entities? Why? Because who else is going to fight them? Who else is going to be prepared to fight entities like that? You know what I mean? Who else is going to be strong enough? I know so many people that just give up every day, all the time, every moment, any chance they get to, a little bit of conflict right here. No, back up. I ain't dealing with this right now. This is too much. You know what I mean? But this fight is real, man. This fight is real, man. I'll let you take it, bro.
The fight is not only real, I think it's once again genius that you decided to talk about compassion, because people getting PTSD from war, and like you can have seen so much that you lose your humanity.
Hey,
start to do inhumane things, and you lose your empathic connection to one another. And so the whole act of killing someone else who you're so desensitized to it, it's nothing to you. But that's why I said before, are you human in the first place? Maybe that's why you're acting a little inhumane. Like a little human. Maybe this construct of humanity is just limiting you in an effort for you to be a good citizen. You be a good boy and girl.
Mm-hmm.
You do what you're told. We want you to be you, but not like that.
Not like that.
You not make us uncomfortable. Okay? God damn you.
You just
Goodness.
too much, gosh darn ya.
Talking about things we're uncomfortable even expressing and understanding.
What?
I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to give you this fact that doesn't even have anything to do with what you're saying, so we could talk about something different before I belittle what you do.
Because I have to belittle it because you're too damn powerful for my head. You're
so,
too damn powerful.
You know, Aquarius just dropped super knowledge about entities, which I don't know why people don't talk about entities as much as they should. We've had thousands of years of suppression on this topic. One good reason is, I mean, think about how vague the word entity is. Like an entity could honestly mean anything. Anything can be an entity. And even if you look, a business can be an entity. Okay, some of you are getting pimped out by not, private corporations that are like real entities. We have freaking spiritual entities that exist through psychological maladies and that actually have a vibration and will of its own. See, this is why science is afraid to flirt with the whole connotation that spirit exists, because they know the implications will mean that there are self-governed conscious beings that we can't see. All right. Our war is not against flesh and blood, but the invisible forces of darkness in higher places, aka the second heaven. Some angels thought they were slick and can overthrow the light, and they fell down to the second heaven thinking that they can stunt on earthlings because they hold some place in space, but they don't want no smoke with the real angel squad who put them there in the first place. And so now they're trying to get in the way of you connecting with the creator. Think about that. There's a galactic wars that happen constantly. You're trying to reach your higher self, and you got these hating ass entities in the second heaven trying to block your shine and throw you shade and divide you against your fellow man. Are you human? I'm gonna ask you a question right now. Let's keep it a buck, because honestly, I grew up learning that I am a human being. Who am I to question this knowledge backed by so many years of research? What do I know? I'm just a douchebag with purple sunglasses. So I want to ask you, do you believe you're a human being? Are you a human being, and why? Why do you believe you are a human being? And I don't mean to say, no, I'm an alien. Like, seriously. Like, there's a lot of science behind classifying species, and there's so much evidence to support that you may be human. Are you human? You just went through Uranus and Aries. Okay, don't disappoint Uranus. This is loaded as fuck. But are you human? Are you a human being? Do you really believe you are human? Do you? This is important. Someone said define human. Okay. That's fair. Human. Human being. An individual of the genus Homo, especially a member of the species Homo sapiens. A person, especially as distinguished from other animals or as representing the human species. Look at that. You all let yourselves get classified. I'm sorry, I'm a part of this too. Look at that. We all let ourselves get classified. Like are we different than the livestock we've named?
You mind looking up one thing?
I am a person. Place in a thing. I'm a noun, ho. What's up?
Somebody
I'm a motherfucking noun.
Experience 626. What is experience? Can you look up experience 626? What is that?
Experience 626.
Experiment 626.
Experiment 626.
Yes, I see you, AK. Shout out to AK.
Are you talking about fucking Lilo and Stitch, my nigga?
Oh!
Are you talking about Stitch? Tell me you're not talking about Stitch. That's the first thing I see when I pull up Experiment 626.
That is crazy.
Lilo and Stitch, homie. Ooh, what? You had the answers the whole time?
That was great. That was great. Oh my goodness. Yeah, sideways laugh face is going down. But yeah, you were saying, bro.
So you weren't talking about Stitch.
Somebody said to look it up, and it killed me when you actually looked it up, because that's all they said was experiment 626. So I'm like, shout out to AK. You the one that said it. Good look, bro. But yeah, that killed me right there.
All right. Do you guys want to be blown? Do you guys want to be blown? I'm about to blow your minds. So the movie Stitch was released August 26th, 2003. I'm about to show y'all. Experiment 626 face head ass in the paint. These people released this 2003. And of course, Neptune was an Aquarius.
Oh,
and Uranus just went through Pisces. And what was Experiment 626 about? I don't know, maybe alien contact, just someone harboring a whole live alien. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think we might have to go back to these movies and see what kind of clues they were giving us, because the beginning of the end is coming soon. Y'all don't believe fleets of starships are just gonna start coming. You think there's gonna be an invasion where they come? They're just gonna take their invisibility off, be like, we were here the whole time, and then all the Aquariuses will just take off their human suits. This planet is ready for harvest. That's all I got to say.
Fire!
I'm not getting caught slipping out here, man. I'm not getting caught slipping. Even when I go to the corner store, I got the magic stick now. Like, you will get Magus and Spiritus in the face right now if you really want it. We don't throw hands. We drop spells. What's good? Imagine, like, I get in an altercation and like, what's up? Hold up. Kneecap. No, ain't touching me. It's a wrap.
Oh, man.
I ain't ready. It's going down.
Yes, this is episode 3, y'all. Yeah.
But I mean, I do want to. My heart goes out to you, 12 housers, because people are going to start to really see these entities, and then you guys are going to be like, "We've only been telling you about this our whole lives, and you didn't want to listen." And now you need that's what I was trying to tell you before. Like, it's going to be magic wars, and people are like, "Oh my God, entity! Oh my God, this is this," and you guys are going to be like, Come on, just light a candle. We're going to teach you how to light it. Like, it's all good. Like, don't worry, we got you. Like, don't worry. So all of you guys who say you're light workers, now is not a good time to be a light worker at all. Y'all want to be light workers until it's time to do light worker shit. Like, completely help a whole family because their home is haunted. And now you gave them a reading, and now the entities that were attacking them, they attacking you. Like, oh, you want to give light to this motherfucker? You think you slick? You think I will mess up your whole reading right now?
Like King of the Universe, you really on top.
I hope you know this is real.
Let's do this. Yeah, because heavy is the head that wears the crown. Best
Uh,
believe. So
uh,
when you put that crown on, you best believe you better be ready to rule your empire, or somebody coming in that motherfucker. Somebody coming in, kicking the door, waving the 4-4. Hey,
Papa, don't hit me no more. Papa.
hey.
Yo. So I mean, are you about this spiritual life? Because we're gonna hop into the 2020 portal. Okay. I hope you know you've been prepared for this and preparing for this your whole life. We're gonna hop into the 2020 portal tomorrow. Okay, and your whole life is going to change. It is an initiating cycle that is literally geared to change your whole life. Word to Mercury and Gemini squaring Neptune and Pisces, which is also squaring Jupiter in Sag retrograde. And Neptune's about to go Pisces. Neptune, Neptune retrograding is literally like the twilight zone just uncovering in your life. And it's like, hey, it's supernatural. Hey, it's like.
Did you know Ripley's Believe It or Not?
Put it this way. Put it this way. And this is totally fine. This is totally fine. Because we have the Imperial Sith Lord and Darth Vader in Capricorn chilling. Like, yeah, we're about to take over. What's that?
What did you say? The Imperial?
Oh shit.
This is the Emperor card. I can't.
What?
You said Imperial what?
Oh, the Imperial Overlord, the Imperial Sith Lord.
Oh my goodness, it's going.
Oh my goodness.
It's time to become a king of oneself. There you go. The king. This is a spiritual war. Once you put that crown on, you better be ready to fight. You better be ready to fight. The Emperor card. You better be ready to go. It's about being a stand-up person. It's about having self-control. Self-control is very important, but how do you have that? Compassion for yourself, understanding that you don't got it all, that you don't understand it all, but you want to. It's okay to want to. It's okay to want, period. If I want a pair of shoes, I want them, but if I can't afford those bitches, I can't have them, right? At least it's not my time. Hopefully that's never a problem because I'm a shoe fanatic, definitely. But still, you know what I mean. This fight is so serious right now because if you don't understand how to work with spirit, like I know there's some people out there, shout out to the people who are really putting in the work and studying every day and never feel like there's enough known or understood because that's what life is about to me. Maybe I'm too saggy in this bitch, but you know, life is a big ass lemon. It's something that you got to pick up on day in and day out. So even when you mess up, it's like catching yourself. Like, okay, I messed up here. How can I try better for next time? This is that spiritual fight. But there's people out there that want to walk in this spiritual light, but they're not ready for the work. You know what I mean? They're not ready for the attacks. They rock around their spiritual beads and stuff like that, and they play with these tarot cards and stuff too, and they be like, look at me with no hands. You know what I mean? But when they get attacked, those be the first one. Those be the first ones that be hiding under the bed. You know what I mean? Because they're not ready. They haven't groomed themselves to be ready for those type of attacks. So therefore, they reacting in a basic element.
You know the real reason? You know the real reason, bro? You need to be called, and you can't just walk the like in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, in many manuscripts, they say don't do divination, don't read, don't like try and understand the occult. They don't really say don't do it, but they're not telling people to not be in the occult. They're not telling people not to do that because they have their own priests that do that. Right. But why do their priests do that? Because they're ordained. They actually have been trained in this shit. They actually had to go through purity as a child. Like they had to literally walk through. When you're anointed versus just kind of being like, this is a great way to make money, let me do this. That's what's really going to help you through these battles. when you realize, oh, I'm protected. Like I have a whole bastion of angels protecting me to fulfill this destiny mission. I have to make sure I don't fuck up too and get out alive.
It's
Like,
deeper because it's like you even got to realize that you're being protective. If you're not, if you're not walking in that spirit, you don't even know you're being protected. You think that you're just being attacked. That's all you think. I'm just being attacked, and I don't know why. And life is hard, and this is happening, and that has happened. But you're not looking into the reasons why these attacks are happening because they're grooming, and like he said, initiation processes that you have to realize you're going through. You know what I mean? And a true, a magician, let's say, understand this. Oh, and I just pulled up the star. Aquarius. A true magician.
I'm feeling we should do a ritual right now.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right. So
let's get it.
What I'm feeling is we're going to literally write out an intention to the universe and to the heavens that serves as a wish. Okay, we're in a balsamic phase. There's a catch though. You have to be willing to sacrifice this last page because you're not even turning into a new chapter. You're literally like finishing this decrepit, but you're finishing this book and you're about to open a new, fresh book. That's the difference between this new moon and other new moons. A new moon is like turning the page to a new chapter. But this new moon, you're literally like not even reading a new book. You're reading a new book from a totally different series from books you usually read. And the whole type of book you're reading is totally different, like totally new way. So you're going to set an intention right now and you're going to tell the universe between you and the divine order of life, what is the life you want to live? And that will require sacrificing your current life. Some of you may want a life where you're not bogged down by the restrictions you have, and you, in setting that intention, have to be prepared to release secure mechanisms and systems in your life that might limit you depending on how you use it, but gave you stability. Right. Unless you're incorporating that in your new life. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm not gonna say like you're just gonna have a new life poof, but I am saying that you're literally just gonna have a new life poof. Like write your intention down. We're gonna write this down together and connect our energies. And we got Grandmaster Aquarius Roberts, who's literally opening a divine portal. So this is going straight to this energy. And the only other thing I have to say is know that what you're writing, once the moon, you can burn it beforehand, but once the moon enters Gemini, then burn it and offer it up to the air. Okay. And whatever you say, for example, my intention is to fulfill and live my destiny path at the greatest level I can, which automatically means sacrificing ways I sabotage my own benefit and whatnot. Absolutely. So once you write that down, right, with full magic mastery and total connection to the universe, be prepared to commit what you write down for. Once you burn this on this new moon cycle, you're starting this new series with this. And okay, get this. Remember how I said we came out of a filler arc? And from 2010 to 2018, and you reestablished people that you've met since 2010. Well, 2018 was reestablishing the arc, but ending that facet of it, because now we're stepping into a whole new season. We're stepping into a whole new set, right? And the reason why I'm this serious and so long drawn and gaining your anticipation like a douchebag is because of this. Whatever you write down, Saturn and Pluto are retrograding in Capricorn. And what that means is, are you this is a Gemini cycle. And what's 8th house to Gemini? Capricorn. Are you willing to die for what you intend? That's that hard square of fate to Neptune. And I don't want to patronize anybody, but it's like you walk this mission to help people, right? If in doing this mission, someone wants to pay you like $100,000 to stop making YouTube videos because they don't like what you're doing and you probably just want money anyway. So here, I'm going to pay you to stop spreading this message. Will you stop? If somebody says, hey, I'm going to shoot you in the face if you keep on spreading this positive message, will you stop and let fear stop you? Or are you going to remember, nah, I made a pact with the universe and we're doing this. Like, I'm not going to let nobody thinking they can reality warp my existence act like I'm going to be deterred by even death itself.
I remember Bill Gates. He had went on to this might have been Oprah or Ellen, one of them two. Might have been one of them two, but it was a talk show. Anyways, he goes on this talk show, and Young Thug. I don't know if anybody knows about him, but Young Thug at the time, he was he was a new artist. And so when he came out with a song, you know how he talks. He talks like a baby on steroids or something like that. I don't know. I can't explain it, but he's an artist. He's an artist. He do his thing, and he's made it his successful career as he went. But anyways, uh, Bill Gates had offered him $5 million to stop rapping. He was like, "I will give you $5 million if you stop rapping." Like, he said
that was real.
That was real. He offered him.
I thought that was a joke.
No, he was serious as hell. He offered him $5 million to stop rapping, and guess what? He turned it down, and he's richer than $5 million now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It took that, but you gotta understand that's the same thing about friends too, right? Friends be like, "Nah, man, you don't want to do that spiritual stuff, man, and why don't you just come do this with us, and why don't you just go here with us and forget that, man? You can always get back to that." And then you realize day on day in that you getting further and further away from your walk until you realize that you totally sacrificed it. You ain't building your altar no more. You ain't chanting no more. You ain't doing your rituals or your ceremonies anymore. You ain't studying no more because they got the best of you. It goes that far and that deep and that wide. Whatever you're you got to be dedicated to this walk regardless. I remember one time, another story. I was in a relationship with somebody, and I was practicing the tarot. At this time, I didn't have my business or anything like that. I was just practicing day in and day out, like every single day. But I ended up in a tough situation, but I was still taking care of things. But it almost seemed like in that situation, like, it was like a Job situation almost. It was like, I had lost everything and I had to start over again. And so all I had was my job and my cards. And I had to ground up from the bottom up. And as I was going through the process, I was practicing my cards, and my thing was always, one day I'm going to be a great reader. One day I'm going to be good at this. One day I'm going to be a metaphysical practitioner. And so my partner at the time, she kind of got out on her wits or whatever, and she was like, "Why don't you put that down?" She was like, "That's not going to make you no real money. That's not going to really help you. You think you're really getting close with spirit like that?" And this is my lover. This is somebody I've been with for years. You know what I mean? And I had a moment to myself right there where I had to make a choice. And it was like, am I willing to risk what I do, you know, uh, for her, or am I willing to risk her for spirit? Because I know what my calling, I know I was called to it, you know. I got to a point where even when I was called to it, I got to a point where I lost everything. I lost everything and I was down on my knees. And spirit was like, "Do you want to answer me now?" And I was like, "What you got for me?" And then boom, I met my first astrologist, a little while later. So it's like there was a path to this walk, but that moment was like, that was like a do or die moment because I was like, am I choosing what spirit wants me to do, or am I choosing what this human being wants me to do? Wait, are we human beings? But I chose spirit. I said, I don't care. I don't care what you say. I know where I'm headed. I know where I'm going. This, I was called to this. So I'm not going to turn away from what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And it was funny at that time. I actually got a little biblical because, I'm a Sag Mercury. So I'll be ready for the biblical talks. And I was like, this is like
I'm ready. You ain't just gonna talk to me.
ready.
I got questions.
Situation. I'm like, his wife came to him and she was like, why don't you just curse God? Why don't you just curse God? Like, forget it. Forget it. And Joe was like, nah, man, get out of here, man. Go.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm like that. Like, get your mind right or something. You my wife. This is my creator. This is my creation. My creator. And die for this shit. Wow. So back up. And you know what? That was a good day after that, I'm telling you. Because I noticed at that moment right there what I was actually fighting for. What I was fighting for, I was fighting for the belief that I had in growing spiritually. And that's what this has got to be about. This has got to be about your dedication, and like I say, your compassion to yourself. Like, even at the level I'm at right now, like, there's still more work to be done. A lot more work to be done. I'll never be done growing. I would hate to get in my ego and say, I'm at my highest point, because you never really there. We do this until we leave this place. You know what I mean? And come back again for another lesson. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, dedication is very important, man. And just being attuned to your calling and making sure that you stick to the plan, because no matter what comes your way and no matter who comes your way, these are just entity attacks. And don't blame that person, because I'm telling you, that person is being attacked too. They're being attacked too. Going back to entity, they're being attacked too. So compassion is like, I understand that you're being attacked because I'm powerful. It has nothing to do with you attacking me, period. If you could step back from the situation and see it like that, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with my power, how strong I am as a person, what I'm supposed to be doing here in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual fight, right? And I'm supposed to be strong. So even when you're weak, I still have to be strong. Even when you're trying to say I'm weak, I still have to be strong. Even when you're saying that you won't love me no more. Even when you're saying you won't fight for me no more. Even when you say you don't care about me no more, or I'll never be anything that will amount to anything. You still got to fight this. It's that serious, people.
Amen.
Are you die for this?
Are you ready to die for this? Biggie was ready to die, and he left a legacy, and we're still talking about this man to this day. Are you ready? Because you can't escape taxes. You really can't escape debt either. So, like, you don't. I mean, I've resolved that every single day of my life, I'm gonna exercise, work out, and in some way prepare and train for death. I'm not going to be caught slipping when death meets me. I'm going to be like, "What's up? I was waiting for you. I know it's 60, but I still be with the ish. What's good? I know it's 150 right now, but we need to get." No, I'm joking, but yeah. I hope you're ready. All right. Other than that, are you ready to die for being able to really live?
Got two people in here right now. Are you ready to die? 222 people in the chat right now. And that's
Are
crazy.
you ready to do this ritual?
All eyes on me.
Woo. All right. So Aquarius, can you gather all the elements for us? I usually like to gather the earth and then the air and then the water and then the fire, but you can do your thing on this one, man. We'll gather the elements and then after we kind of write whatever, you don't have to write it on paper, but we can just kind of send our intent together.
Right.
Do the damn thing.
Okay. Choose 4 elements of the tarot then.
Okay.
Fire, water. I'm just going to pick whatever's out there. So whatever comes out, I'm also going, oh, that's going to be awesome. Hey, 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 hey. All right. We have all the elements out here. And I just pulled out the first thing I seen. Actually, it's funny. I shuffled the deck. So I shuffled the deck, cut the deck, and I was waiting for it to be used. I already cleansed it and everything. So I pulled out the first 4 elements that I actually seen, which is really interesting for what we're talking about. Because the card to the left for Earth is the Ace of Pentacles. And for fire, we have the 6 of Wands. And for water, we have the 2 of Cups. And all right. And for air, we have the 5 of Swords. Oh, and look at the 5 of Swords. Are you ready?
Air. It's always air fucking shit up.
Are you ready to fight for what you want? Because it's there. The opportunity is there, right? And so there's a chance of spiritual victory. It's funny, I got the 6 of Wands. Everything happens for a reason. I laid these even out for a reason, the way they're laid out. But the 6 of Wands in a mental equation is like spirit wants to reward you for the hard work that you've put in. If you notice, like in this 6 of Wands, this is a victory over here. But it also gives that indication of like Jesus going to the cross and kind of get ready to be slayed for what he believed in, right? And so funny, that was the divine connection and conversation. But this is like spirit wants to give you blessings for the blood that you have shed, basically the sacrifices that you have made in life, the things that you have had to deal with, the trouble, the bad relationships, right? The parts that never came together, basically. Spirit wants to reward you with that. Also, we have the 5 of Swords here. And so as we spoke about compassion, and so this card is the card of the lower ego. And it's basically like, who's really winning? Are you winning or are you losing? This is also a defeat card. This could be a winning card, but at what cost? You know, so for this to be on the right side, on the east, this is like, you know.
About being a Gemini.
Yes. Like, the 5 of Swords is basically saying, like, you know, winning at what cost? You've had the fight, but did you hurt people along the way to get to where you're at or where you're going? Will you have to pay for that? Will you have to give back for that? Right? And so it's saying to pay attention to who you're affecting around you. Sometimes we can be so caught up in what we're doing that we forget the people around us that are helping us be there. So don't forget that part. For water, the 2 of Cups. And this is the grand relationship, friendship card. This is lovers and friends, right? And so this is for new relationships. I feel like some of you have been having a string of bad relationships and kind of wonder why you were having these relationships, but really they were grooming you for this great day, for this great moment in time where you can meet that divine partner and realize like there's going to be a healing process between us. I want y'all to notice you're not going to just jump into a new situation and y'all going to have it all together. There's got to be a healing process. So communication is key. I also see that with this 5 of Swords. It's like communication is key and it's very important. Do not forget to speak your mind instead of coming out in anger, right? And expressing it as a ill emotion or if that person has done something wrong. Um, Also, this is about igniting parts of yourself. The Two of Cups also is uniting energies that have been separate from inside of you, that you've had problems balancing out the masculine and the feminine side of yourself. You know, acting too much of one thing is bad for anything, right? So balancing out the feminine and the masculine aspects of yourself also, I feel like blockages will be removed here, but there will also be a healing process here too. And for Earth is the Ace of Pentacles. As I was talking about, the universe wants to give you a hand, right? A hand to help you out. And so we'll use that for ritual.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, happy days.
Oh, happy days.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, that little kid in that movie was awesome. I wish I was just as young as him so I could just sound like him still. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, sorry.
He's straight. I think we can end that there, honestly. Whatever you've written, like whenever you feel ready to burn it, I recommend you don't even have to burn it. I recommend once the moon is in Gemini, let it go to the air. But other than that, is there anything else you'd like to close this episode out with?
I guess I could say, man, like realize that the fight that you might be having is the fight that somebody else might be having. And so we have to realize like sometimes we're harder on people than necessary, or sometimes we're mean about things that are not necessary too. And so realize that this world is bigger than just you, and maybe your intermediate family, but there's a bunch of people out here that has families that are used also, that are trying to figure it out. And so it's like, if you see somebody out there with their head down, man, a nice smile, a hi, would be awesome. Not to say, you got to run around talking to strangers all the time, but when your heart feel it, discernment is key. Remember that discernment is always key, and be prepared for this fight, man, but just realize other people are fighting the same war, and so everybody needs a comrade, so these people out here that might get hurt, or dealing with things that they don't even understand they're dealing with. Like if you come from a backed up place of more compassion, like more people will be getting healed instead of more damage, so just remember that, man, and stay true to yourself, and stay true to the people around you.
That's what's up. So now we are going to step into our PayPal live readings. You may go in the description box below, especially for those of you who are wondering where the super chat is. And Aquarius and I will pull cards for you, give you a tarot card reading. Or if you would like that and a chart reading assessment, we could definitely pull up your sun, moon, and rising, and take turns kind of commenting on any question you have based on astrology. So we are open up for shop. And the first one we have is Dre Day. Shout out to Andrea. She would like a few cards.
All right, we can do that.
Oh, but before that, let's do a collective card.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do that, and I will.
Yeah, you could do the card for her, and then I'll do a collective card right now.
Oh, you're gonna do okay? Because I was.
Yeah. You'll do for her. I'll do the collective card, and then after you do her, I'll do her. I'll also pull one for her too.
Okay, cool. Sounds great. So for her,
we got the lovers.
Hey! It's going down.
Let's not act like the moon is not on Venus right now. Super sensual, just wanting to cuddle. Ooh, let's see, you got the two.
Two of Cups. Boop. That was the ritual card.
You got the Ace of Swords with it. So you're about to come into a fascinating epiphany of like a valuable sexual connection. And this doesn't have to be specific to sex as much as it also could be like you come up with an idea and now you have like a new passion. Like your mind, you're gonna come up with a great way to connect your mind and heart. But the vibe I got is like spicy and sweaty. And I know it's almost summer, so some of y'all are gonna be just like passionate. Cuddly though, because the moon's in Taurus. So yeah. All right. Oh, my bad. The Ace of Swords means it doesn't matter how hot they look. It doesn't matter how much you're intimidated or you want to be with them. Say the truth. Don't try and sugarcoat things to look more presentable in front of this person. Let them know about your anime addiction. Let them know about your Sephora addiction. Like you have to be 100% honest. And yes, there you go.
That is awesome. Awesome.
Woo.
Awesome. Okay, so Andrea, we have the mountain card. We have mountain here. We have Dragon's Lair. And we have coming to life. Okay, so this is interesting because I shuffled twice and I was like, no, this could be something else. And I shuffled the second time and the same cards fell out and they were like, shut up, this is what it is. So Mountain speaks about an obstacle that's in your way in your life right now. Maybe you're trying to make some type of move or something, and you kind of feel like you're kind of stuck on all sides with this situation, and it's hard to actually make the decision of the situation. But with the mountain card, it's about not trying to climb the hill, but find a way around it. Sometimes when conflicts happen in our lives, we tend to look at them like, oh, this is way too much to deal with right now. If this is a relationship, it could be like your partner just doing too much and you're like, this is way too much for me right now. And I don't know if I really want to deal with that, and it's like that mountain is in the way between y'all. You always feel it's funny, even in the lovers, there's the mountain in between the two people. So it's like that conflict that you're trying to get over that molehill. Now, if this is about work, it's like, having trouble finding work or waiting on a job to come in or something. But I just feel like there's a waiting period going on right now. You're waiting for stuff to happen. And the next one is Dragon's Lair. Okay, so Dragon's Lair is about it's about you're seeing your inner self, like seeing your darker hues, your darker parts of your aspects of yourself, and kind of making peace with them, like realizing that this layer is not too bad. But also dragons are a sign of luck, right? So it's saying like there's a lot of luck around you also. It's about digging deep within yourself and really finding those resources. So if you're feeling a little down right now about things and how they're not kind of working out the way you really want them to work out, like I just really see your situation kind of getting better, and that there is like helpers or people around you or something that are on your side and they can help you out in this situation, but you got to be able to see them. Your last is coming to life. I like this. Look at her. Just in balance, just in tranquility, right? Not worried about a thing. But also she's holding this light in her hand. And I just feel like it makes me feel like the light from the dragon's lair. Like she found the light dragons later and kind of found optimism again, like found positivity again in herself and her life, and is willing to take a stance, right? Stand in your power in a situation, and know yourself, and don't let nobody take you out of your element. Because I just feel it just feels like maybe there's things around or words being said around you that don't really fit with what you really believe is right. So yeah,
Mm.
it's definitely positive, and just ooh, just know better times are coming towards your way.
Amen. So what I got for you is the Five of Cups,
Wow, wow.
and the bottom card is the Empress. It's
Oh,
literally saying like you finished clearing so much of not just negativity, but stuff that you had to process as sadness, which really just originated from just dark energy. And not dark as in bad, just like stuck energy. So you're officially ready to step in. It's like everything that was kind of morose in darkness is being replaced in light. And that's not to say that like everything was bad and now it's going to be good. It's just talking about like a definite shift that's going to be lit and lit. Oh yes. And I even split it and got the strength. So
yeah.
see, ooh, I know you saw that
Oh,
strength, not just all golden cards. So you're really stepping into yourself as this more divine feminine figure, which all power to you. So
yeah.
next we have Bonnie, Bonnie LeBaron. Thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie would like a tarot reading to know what would be best to know about my
Yeah,
sex
no
and
problem there.
love life. I am single. So wait, what did you say?
Oh no, I was saying thank you to Dara. You're welcome. You're welcome and all that.
So, I mean, to answer your question, I just pulled the Ace of Swords and the Lovers for everybody. So, right off the bat, this is saying to be really honest. You asked a really great question because there's a lot of people who are in your same boat. So, you're really just having to be honest about your sexual intent. And it's not saying to kind of just chase people as far as just like being open, being centered in your heart, and like really continue to put yourself out there because the Ace of Swords is talking about a definite opportunity, obviously Gemini season, where
I
through
got
conversation, opportunity will come up. So that's just the general card, and then for an actual reading, um, we have the Five of Pentacles. Oh my God! Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Lovers card. Okay,
oh shit.
and the bottom card we have, do we have the Ace of Swords? The bottom card we have is the Moon. So this is definitely talking about like if especially if we contemplate past, present, and future, you are dealing with like feelings of self-worth that you didn't feel valuable enough. And after much needed contemplation, where you've been curving people left and right, or you might have been emotionally unavailable, now you're stepping into really being realigned with mind and spirit and heart. And this is going to remember the Lover's card is always a choice, but the Moon card usually denotes like secret love or dangerous romance. In this case, it's indicating a psychic connection, especially with Justice, the Page of Pentacles,
Yeah.
and the Magician. So it's like it's bringing in karmic elements to where you utilize your psychic abilities with a soulmate in order to fill both your karma. But you can't go into it feeling like you're not worthy or you don't deserve it because it's like a dope ass relationship that is unconventional from the get-go.
Yep. Uh, what I got over here, I'm going to actually read it to you because I just think this is like this just kind of throws it right out there. The card I got for you is strength. So as you see, like the woman is kind of balancing the world on her hands and in tune. She seems like she's in equilibrium with herself. So strength right here is saying your true strength comes from not self-reliance alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. It says the strength to accomplish even the most daunting task is yours at this time. You can connect with and channel the power of the universe. The strength card indicates that your ideas are being tested and refined, and your relationships are being deepened. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course of evolution. As as the potency of your connections become more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. Have courage and dive in, for magic is in the process of finding a form to take. When you remember that real strength comes from a combination of your efforts and reliance on a higher power working through you, all is possible. You can do anything now. So um this is about, you could be entering in a situation or in a situation and you kind of don't know. It's kind of like cloudy a bit and you don't know where the outcome is. It's like, where's the outcome of this situation, if this is a relationship or so, but I feel like it's definitely relationship. And it's like, where's this situation going? Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Am I taking things too serious? Am I not taking things too serious? Just this card is urging you to stand in your own power and to not get lost into somebody else. Whether this is love or even just getting to know somebody, like, and hoping that it becomes real serious with them. This is saying trust the universe and trust that the universe will provide. It's just like the birds, outside, like they fly every day and they're scavengers, but they always find food. Birds are always alive and they'll always be here because there's food everywhere. So like they're good, and they don't have to buy their food, but they find their food. So it's like everything has this divine order in the way that it's processed to work. So this is saying have courage, have patience, and have perseverance in the situation. It will become a good outcome for you.
Amen. So next we have Kelly Camo. Kelly Camo would like a tarot reading.
Hey.
I'm going to let you get that first.
All right. One more time, Renee. That's a very interesting name.
Kelly Camo.
Kelly Camo. That's very interesting. Camo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this card flipped over. Bone collector. Okay. Spark. Okay. Too many cards. I guess this one is talking more. Okay. So we got Bone Collector here, right? And so this is about a person that's been through a lot, has experienced a lot in life, and they're kind of like, it's almost like that weary warrior kind of type of person, I want to say. But also, I want to say like a person that just experienced a lot of things in life and are trying to collect the pieces back again. And so it's like, where am I headed with all this? Where's all this going in the situation? But the next card is Spark. And so Spark is about finding intuition. Maybe you might be creative or something like that. Have some like creative flow inside of you, or gifts or something like that you have that you need to pay attention to and put some light to. Um, Next is step into the unknown. So I definitely feel like there's some gifts about you or some things about you that maybe you're unaware of, one, or that you know about, but you don't spend enough time on. And so it's saying to like step into the unknown and become more creative, and and don't get too caught up in a rigid life, or just living life period, and kind of not stepping out and like painting and drawing and coloring, and being creative to find that spark within you again. But this is saying you're going to have to step in the unknown. Now if this is a relationship, it's a new relationship, but you've come out of a relationship that was pretty hard. And so the new relationship, you're like, you've had a spark from the divine in the situation. And it's telling you like to trust the situation and step into the unknown. The last card is coming together. So if this is about a relationship, you guys will be coming together. If this is about, those projects I was telling you about, this is about, finding that time and incorporating, balancing out, your real life and, your creative life, and putting it together so that you could become more artistic and more flowy through life, instead of, maybe taking things too hard as a wound or something like that. But I just feel like blessings are coming your way. New starts are coming your way. Bless you.
I love how you spoke of new love, because that was definitely in the cards for what they pulled. I got a whole spread for you, my friend. So
Hey.
I'm going to actually give you a bird's eye view instead of showing the cards. Aquarius, you're going to trip when you see this. Oops. Okay. So this is what we got.
Oh.
First, we have this is the bottom card, kind of venturing out. And it's crazy because we see this kind of lead to here. Like we have new love coming in, or let me kind of put this in perspective. I really do feel like this is you walking away towards someone who also has baggage, and then you meet together and celebrate.
Oh
And
my God.
dude, I was pulling it back to back. I was like, wow. And you have this energy sailing towards the queen with the swords. It's like the swords and the pentacles create a new friendship. And then to close, we have illusions being dispelled. This page of swords is releasing this person's genjutsu, and it's almost as if they bring this new cup with them, which I feel is all tied, like all this together, all predicated off of you. Kind of, it's almost like there's a cup that's missing, and you're walking away to find that cup, and you walk directly to the person who has the missing cup, and it's Liddy again.
Lit, 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 lit like big.
We Liddy again. Lit like big. Oh shit. Finally, we have Ginger Lingo. So Ginger Lingo would like a tarot card reading. Okay. I know y'all like these readings. Hold on. I hope they're straight. I hope you like them.
I'm getting a couple people talking. Kelly White said, totally accurate. Thank you. Dora said, thank you also. Am I going first or you? I'm just over. I'm going first. Okay, cool. Okay. And name, please, one more time.
Ginger Lugo sama. Ginger Lingo, my bad. Ginger Lingo. And actually, I think Ginger has a question.
What's her question?
For Ocean Star, Sun. Oh, okay. It was just a rising sun and moon. Sun Scorpio, moon in Libra, rising Aquarius. But we're doing a tarot reading.
Okay.
And then after this, we're gonna do Daisy Divinity.
All right. Wow, 2 times it came out. All right. I'd be questioning spirit and it'd be like, sure,
You.
right, you. Okay, so we got Sacred Pool here. I wanna, if you don't mind, 47.
Take your time, brother. Take your time.
I really like this card, so I really want to read it. But I have 2 more cards after. So yeah, it's like I feel like even with the number sequence, it's like almost going back to the beginning of something. So
Shit.
okay, excuse me. Uh Sacred Pool. The world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. It says, when you look into a mirror, do you like what you see? The Sacred Pool card asks that you focus on self love and self esteem. We are all works in progress. So a detached self examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious, when you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed, but celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. So, second, I got coming apart. So, I just feel like with these 2 cards here, it's like realizing the real you. Like I just feel like, there's been things cast upon you, lies told to you, people put you down some type of way. This is in relationship, it's been a string of pretty tough relationships. Or if you've been in a relationship, it has had its ups and downs, fair and share, right? And so coming apart is saying like either coming apart from that person and like moving forward, but almost I feel like it's like coming apart from yourself though. It's like coming apart from a belief system that you've had for a while and that needs to go. It's like time to go and you're ready for it too. You're like calling out like, I want this to change. I want my life to change. I want people around me to change. But it starts, usually change starts within ourselves. If we want to see change out in the world or we want to see other people change around us, it takes us to change first and be an example to those people. Like I said, with wisdom comes great responsibility. And so I just feel like you have a lot of wisdom, a lot of emotional wisdom that you can share with other people, and that basically, if you detach from the negativity, that you may experience, or even speak to yourself, that there's another you there. There's like another vibrant you there that is just full of opportunity, and opportunity waits. The next card we have here is movement. So I do see you moving forward in a situation. As you see, he's got like a little tower on his back. So I just feel like it was like a lot of contemplation and thinking, time of thinking, and kind of going in a hermit mode, and then coming out of that hermit mode and kind of making moves forward for your life. So I just feel like if you're stuck in a situation right now, or you just feel like you're in a rut in a situation right now, that situation will improve. That's what I got.
What I got for you is the Magician and the Moon.
Hey.
This is talking primarily about you finding unconventionally unique solutions to any issues. And it's fancy for saying divine magic. You're going to recognize and realize your potential through the utilization of psychic abilities that's really going to make you an adept psychic,
Mm.
which is important because you are already an adept psychic. So it's like doing something you're naturally good at, but not being confused anymore because you've had so much experiences.
Yep.
And I also, oops, yep, I also have the devil and the Four of Swords. For so long, your shadow fought you for this because you harness your magic with your darker shadow side. And the Four of Swords is saying that battle is put to rest and that force is ready to submit to you. And you're going to have the full power of that, which is like amazing. What can stop you now? So, next we have Empress Daisy. And Empress Daisy wants a tarot card reading about the transition in her life. Ancestral message.
All right. That's nice. All right.
You can go first.
I shall. Oh, all right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yes. Okay. All right. Me a third one. So we have here ride the wave. So I just think with this card, it's like it's funny in this card. There's a tidal wave here, right? So it's kind of like it almost seems like feeling overcome by situations and things that's going on in your environment right now. It's kind of chaotic, but
Mhm.
it's funny because these two dolphins they like to swim in areas of water like that, so they have no problem swimming. Almost like it gives me the strength uphill, also, but at the same time, this is about going with the flow of nature. And so this is like becoming, this is like grounding yourself and getting back with yourself and getting in touch with yourself and kind of like allowing your situation to happen and then unfold the way that it's supposed to. It's like sometimes we try to control how things happen because we don't want to lose this or we don't want to, have trouble with this or, but sometimes like it's best to make space for stuff so then you can invite something new into your life. So I just feel like if you go with the flow, like what's gone is going to be gone and what's going to keep is going to be kept. But I also feel like you're coming into a time of also kind of not being around too many people, like closing yourself off maybe from people or such, or just like you're maybe you've had like a lot of friends and then now you kind of don't have that many. You're kind of like just going through stuff and you're sticking to yourself and you're like trying to figure it all out. I just feel like there's going to be people because the next card is home. And so it's like there's going to be people that's going to come in, and this is a 27 card. So nine, which is divine, was the divine number of endings and new beginnings. So I just feel like there's endings in old relationships and partnerships, or maybe even the environment you live in, like the actual place you live in. You might be moving from or something, or you might be feeling down and out also about the situation too. And you need a friend, and I just feel like friends are going to be coming in that you haven't expected, that are actually true friends, that will be coming in to show love and support to you. And then your last card is Peaks of Joy. Look at this woman. She like, yeah, I'm free. I'm free. So you know what? It's funny because sometimes we feel like what we're letting go of is going to be so painful or whatever. But it's like once we get to the other side, it'd be like, what was I worried about in the first place? Like it wasn't that.
Really?
It's really made room for something new in my life. Like I can't. Yeah, forget that. So I just feel like you're going to be good. Like just let things happen. Let go. Let the experience unfold in your life because it's going to be beautiful on the other side, and you're going to feel free, and you're going to feel happy that you did it.
Amen. Empress. Oh, wow. Did you see that, bro? Did you see that?
I heard it, but I didn't see it.
The card, anytime that happens, I feel like it's obviously like a shuffling geek, but we got the Empress card. I thought that was
Hey,
interesting. Empress Daisy. So
hey,
um, it's
that was
under the bottom card is the Wheel of Fortune, and it also comes with the Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups.
hey,
So you're
hey.
stepping into a very beneficial, positive cycle. The season of the soulmate is dawning on you. I really think you might get married, low key. Like you're definitely the sublime season of the soulmate, where it's less about karma working out, but like destiny bringing together. Oh, you've been spell crafting. That's what you've been doing. You've been spell crafting. Well, your spells coming to fruition like now. So there you
Wow.
go. There you go.
Wow.
Well, that closes our conscious connection segment. Thank you very much
Hey.
for staying tuned as always. And you guys stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace out.
Boom.